You are about to start a new and exciting chapter in your life. You've got some big decisions to make that affect the rest of your career and the rest of your life. You may be worried about things like making new friends, how you're going to cook and clean yourself, and generally look after yourself. And what happens when you get into this and you find that you don't like law? And of course, these are all important things to think about, but try not to stress too much about it because things can be very easily changed. When I was your age, I was working part-time in a bakery. I remember telling my boss at the time, when I left school I wanted to be an architect. He just sort of laughed and said, you'll still be turning baps at 5 AM in the morning like the rest of us. And genuinely, up until I made a last minute telephone call to the university applications office for a place in a law management course, I was definitely sure I wanted to be an architect. And not everyone that does a law degree wants to be a solicitor. There's anyone in the room who wants to be a solicitor? Anyone like to share why they want to be a solicitor? No, okay. You may be interested in making lots of money, maybe looking for an exciting, challenging career. You might be looking to help people and make a real difference. And these are all things that you can definitely do as a solicitor. I started my career as a trainee solicitor with Calum here in Aberdeen. Very early on I was involved in some really exciting work, including deals worth hundreds of millions of pounds, involving multinational oil companies. It was all very glamorous. I've also worked as an in-house lawyer for a couple of oil companies. Again, really exciting places to work. There are new companies that are growing really fast, so there's new things happening every day. I was working on contracts in oil fields all around the world, from here in the UK to Australia, Texas, West Africa, Greece and Cyprus and a few others. I frequently had to travel down to London and over to Norway, and at one point I attended a conference over in Dubai. As an in-house lawyer, you get involved in absolutely everything that the company does, from finance deals to offshore drilling contracts, employment law issues, offshore incident reporting, and loads more in between. Have you ever fancied working anywhere else in the world? A career in law can certainly give you that opportunity. I've had a chance to work in many places around the world, such as Dubai, Singapore, Perth in Australia, London, Oman, Peterhead. I was speaking to a lecturer here at Aberdeen Uni a few weeks ago, and he was telling us that he frequently travels around the world to advise governments in countries who are setting up their new oil industry. That sounds pretty cool to me. Now, you may be interested in helping people, making a real difference. That's again something else you can definitely do as a lawyer. What I'm doing now is the most rewarding work I've ever done. I've set up my own legal and commercial business, advising clients in the oil industry as well as renewable energy companies, marketing companies, farmers, IT companies, and a few others. I can give you a recent example of a time I made a real difference. I was helping a farmer who had a contract dispute with the government, and he was looking at a potential loss of £60,000, effectively down to the government implementing his contract incorrectly and imposing some unfair penalties. But with my help, he was able to turn it around, and instead of losing £60,000, the government actually paid him £13,000. That sort of thing makes a massive difference to that client. So there's that side of things, but because I'm my own boss, and I'm not turning baps at 5 AM in the morning, I can get out of bed whenever I like. And you may be looking for a job you could be proud of. I'm certainly proud of my achievements and the difference I've made. I'm the only member of my family to have gone to uni. I do actually come from a family full of bakers, so my brother and my dad are still turning baps at 5 AM in the morning. When I was at your stage in life, I was worried about things like leaving home and moving to the big city, plus a little bit scared of failure. And these are all things you may be fearful of, but try not to worry too much about it. I'm standing here as proof that you'll be okay. I was always a really shy person in new environments. I was never that guy to walk up to a group of people and introduce myself. And I find myself right back there 15 or 16 years later. I'm trying to build a new business, I need to be out there talking to people, a bit like today. I go to networking events, I have to walk up to groups of people I've never met before, introduce myself and hope that they don't think I'm an idiot. The truth is that these people are generally in the same place as me, and they have the same concerns and I'm as self-conscious as I am. So I try to put it to one side and just forget about it and just go for it, and so should you. A wise man once said, everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Despite my fears, I'm really proud of what I've achieved. I look back and I got probably one of the best traineeships in Aberdeen at the time. I've worked for some great companies with some great people and some great locations. And although I'm only 33, I'm now running my own legal and commercial business. On another note, despite being really shy, I went to uni and made some great friends. I started uni back in 1999, which of course you guys won't remember. And incidentally, that's so long ago that was the last time there was a solar eclipse. And I still have that same group of friends now, and we meet up regularly. And of course, we're all married now with kids, so it's not quite as crazy as it was back in 1999. And maybe share some of those stories another time. Now, I should probably share some solid advice before we go. I spoke to a trainee lawyer before I came here today and asked her a few questions, hoping I could pass on some words of wisdom. I asked her if there was one piece of advice she wished a lawyer had given her before she started her law degree, what would it be? And the answer, be prepared to work hard. It is hard work, and you do need to be committed if you want to complete a law degree, and you do need to be committed for a successful career in law. I look back at my traineeship with Calum and there were times when I had to work through the night. When you get caught up in the excitement of these big deals, you tend to forget about minor things like eating and sleeping. Now, I'm not trying to put you off. A career in law can open many doors and provide many opportunities. You can travel anywhere in the world. You can make a difference and help people, and you have an exciting and challenging career. And yes, it can pay well, which of course will be very important to you guys, because by the time you leave uni, you're going to owe your parents loads of money. You may still be fearful, apprehensive about making that next step and committing to a law degree and a career in law, but remember, everything you want is on the other side of fear.